Hey, good morning. It is Monday morning, and I am here today with your Monday Mojo. So I'm Angie Rose with Angie Rose Health Coaching, and every Monday morning, or Monday at some point, I like to hop on and give you a little mojo for the week. I know last week I actually wasn't feeling very well, so there was no video last week. I made the choice to stay home and rest, which it was a good thing. And so here we are ready to rock and roll again today. So this month I've been talking a lot about mobility. My ebook this month was on being more mobile, stretching, lengthening, movement, all those kinds of things. And actually today what I want to talk about with you is about happiness and self-esteem and how those things actually play a huge role in that. So I don't know about you guys, but when we get into this season, I know so many of you love fall and you love winter. And I think God created each of us to like different seasons, which is amazing. I love fall days, but I do know for me, one of the things that I struggle with quite a bit is seasonal affective disorder. So when we get to these days that are a little more dreary, like today, if you're in Nebraska, rainy and cold and those sort of things, it does take a toll on a lot of people's emotional health, their self-esteem, and just how they feel in general. And so one important key that is so, it's important. It is important to me, and I know it's important to a lot of other people, is exercising regularly and having healthy habits. And so how does all this play into happiness and self-esteem? You know, for most people, when they start feeling the seasonal affective disorder, just if you're feeling depressed, I know with everything kind of going on, life happening, life has just been crazy in the last 2 years for all of us. And one of the things that does end up going to the back burner for a lot of people is exercise, because they don't feel like it. They're sad, they're tired, they would rather lay on the couch. And I'm not going to say there's not a time for rest. There absolutely is. But you know what? Exercise really plays a bigger role than most people would give it credit for. So one of the things that I talk a lot of times about, not a lot, every client that comes through my program, I am working with them on figuring out their why. Why do they need to exercise? And of course, most people want to exercise because they're trying to lose weight, they're trying to maintain their weight, but there are a lot of other reasons, and our happiness really does play a huge role in this. It's all about mindset and mental clarity and just having that get up and go. So I don't know about you guys, but one of my whys is, well, a few of my whys are that it makes me feel better. I have more energy throughout the day. My brain is clearer, and I actually get up and I really feel like I'm ready to go for the day. Now, I know there are days that I get up and I don't feel like exercising, but the truth of the matter is, I have learned a long time ago, because I've made it a priority and mandatory in my life, that even when I don't feel like it, unless I'm very sick, which last week I honestly missed 3 workouts because I knew that I was sick and my body needed to repair. But I have something that I call the 10-minute rule. The 10-minute rule when it comes to exercise is I've got to work out for at least 10 minutes on the days that I'm scheduled to work out. And after 10 minutes, if I honestly don't feel better or feel my body loosening up and things kind of flowing, I give myself permission to take that day off. But I will tell you guys, I notice within 10 minutes that I am feeling better. Like, not like I'm ready to go run a marathon, but my blood's flowing, my brain is clearing, I can actually get a workout done, and usually my feel good comes after the workout. I notice after I shower, after I get ready, and I'm ready to get up and go for the day, I just feel happier. I just feel more chipper. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but I haven't worked out since last Tuesday because I was sick, and I got up this morning and today was my first workout, and I ran on the treadmill, walked, ran, and I feel amazing today. Brain is clear. So I want you to think about the link between movement and mentality. Really thinking about how you feel and how you're thinking, how your energy just flows better throughout the day. You know, I want you to know this isn't just for people who are depressed or struggle with seasonal affective disorder. You know, there are many, many, many studies that show people who exercise even 10 minutes a day, they're happier, they're in a better mood, and they just feel better all the way around. And most people that you talk to, if you were to ask people who have exercised for a really long time why they continue to do it, most are going to tell you because it burns the crazy off and it makes them feel better. So I know that getting past that emotional mindset of like, I'm sad or I don't feel like it or it's too hard, it takes some time to get past that. But once you make this a priority, the beauty of it is, and I know for me, the beauty of it is I can talk myself out of skipping a workout because I know what it's going to do for me the rest of the day and even the rest of the week. Okay. So I want to dispel the myth that a little bit isn't enough. If you can only get 10 minutes in, do 10 minutes because 10 minutes is going to elevate the feel-good chemicals in your brain. It's going to help you feel a little bit better. And it's just going to brighten your mood. Now, I have a lot of clients who tell me that honestly, they don't like exercise, and I get that. And maybe it doesn't feel good while you're doing it. But I want you to look at the link from, you know, what you felt like before and maybe an hour to 2 hours later. And then the days that you don't exercise, what you feel like at that same time. So I don't know about you guys, but I have figured it out and it really does help me, especially during this time of the year. I love working out all times of the year, but it does definitely help with happiness and bringing up my mood. Okay. So there have been many, many studies out there, guys. Researchers did 23 different studies. I want to read this because I want to get it right. That included over 500,000 people, 500,000 people, different age groups, different ethnicities, different, all different kinds of things. And it was proven that everybody that exercised actually felt better and they were in better moods. So maybe, I don't want you to go to work and tell your coworker, like maybe if you'd work out, you'd be in a better mood. Please don't do that. But do it for you. Or don't even tell your spouse that, because I know sometimes that could take us to a really crazy place. Even though I do tell my spouse that. I'm like, get to it. All right. So, and the link to self-esteem. The reality of it is there was actually a separate study said research showed that people who exercise regularly actually had higher self-esteem than people who didn't. And that was very interesting to me. So I want to note the difference between self-esteem and self-confidence. There is a difference, okay? So self-confidence is how confident you feel in your skills and the things that you're capable of doing. But self-esteem actually goes deeper, and it's on how you feel about yourself. And I can say from experience that there are days that I get a workout in and I get done and I'm like, yes. I know that sounds silly, but I feel my self-esteem rise. Like, I did that. I got through that. I accomplished that. And I know in the beginning, if you will just stick to it, it is going to make such a difference, guys. And it builds up your self-esteem and what you're actually, of course, it builds your self-confidence too, because your skills grow with it. But, I want you to just think about, what are you putting on the back burner? And when it really comes down to, you're tired, you don't feel like it, you'd rather lay on the couch. Is your exercise going out the window? Even when it gets darker like this is the other thing I want to point this out. As it gets darker earlier, and it gets light later, and it's cold. People don't want to go outside and exercise. And this is kind of the season for a lot of people. They actually quit exercising because they can't be outside. And our goal really is to find other things, guys, that you're capable of doing. I'm going to be honest with you. I would rather jog outside than jog on my treadmill, but I have found programs that work so that I am pushing myself on that treadmill, which I did today. There's a great, the Peloton app has a great running program. And so great exercises that you can be doing inside. I know it gets boring because you like to be outside, but this is the time in the season to not give it up, to not put it on the back burner, because it really does affect your self-esteem and your happiness. So I know I sound like I'm being the coach today, and I am. I want to be your coach, and I want to encourage you, motivate you, remind you that this is all about the choices that you make and looking at what you're doing today, how it's going to affect the rest of the day and even tomorrow. Okay, so I love it, love it, love it. I hope you guys, good morning, Star. It's nice to see you. So you guys, I really hope that this encourages you today. If you're feeling that seasonal affective disorder, if you're starting to notice that, the cloudy and the cold and the weather shift and the motivation kind of goes out the window, this is the time to talk to yourself, get on top of it, and take care of business and do what you've got to do. So, all right, I hope that motivates you. Have an amazing week, and we will plan on seeing you next Monday.